Hi, my name's Tracy Hedrick Franklin, and this is Blvd Media. I did grow up in Gaston County. I was born at Garrison General Hospital here in Gastonia back in 1970. I found out about my breast cancer, first mammogram, age 40. I was at my gynecologist's office, and the nurse advised me that I needed to have a mammogram completed that day. And I argued with her and told her that I didn't have time. Life was busy and I was trying to get back to work. And she insisted, and I'm glad that she insisted because she saved my life. I was diagnosed with ductal carcinoma in situ back in 2010. Again, it was my first mammogram. I ended up having a biopsy and ended up having about 3 different opinions after I got the results. And within a matter of about a month, I ended up having a mastectomy of my left breast and ended up doing a few treatments with chemotherapy. And mine was also estrogen positive, so I had to do about a year worth of Herceptin. It was a different journey, very unexpected. There's no history of cancer in my family, and it was kind of walking in the fear of the unknown for a few months. I worked really hard. My children were very young, and I worked really hard to try to maintain a normalcy for them. I remember when we sat down and told my children, my son was 10 and my daughter was 5. And the only question that my son had was, "Are you going to die?" And the only question my daughter had was, "Can I tell people?" And I explained to my son that, we're all going to die one day, but that I did not feel that breast cancer was going to take my life, but that it was a journey that we were going to walk through together as a family. And by the grace of God, we were able to walk through that together. And I'm not just talking about immediate family, but it was my mom and my dad and my sister and my brother and my sweet, sweet sister-in-law. After my cancer diagnosis, about a month and a half, we found out that my sister-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer as well. And so we went through the journey together, and I got my healing on this side. She got hers on the other side. But I'm grateful for the opportunity that God gave me to continue to see my children grow up. My son's 22. My daughter's a senior in high school. And I'm so grateful that I did not miss out on being able to watch them grow and spread their wings. The Bible tells us that, those that sow in sorrow will reap in joy. And it also tells us that God bottles our tears. And I firmly believe when I get to heaven, I'm going to have a big old garden filled with the tears. And they're not tears of sorrow. They're tears of gratefulness. And they're tears of joy. I am grateful. I know not everybody gets to wear the label of survivor. And I'm very grateful that God has chosen me to be able to wear that label. I am 12 years on the other side of that journey. Thank you, Jesus. And I believe that He gives us the journey because He wants us to share our walk with others. I don't believe He gives us things for us to keep it to ourselves. For it's only through us sharing our stories and our journeys with other individuals, that's where He gets the glory. My faith got me through. My trust that God is always working everything for my good. And when I got to chemotherapy treatment number 3, I told my family that I was done and I couldn't do it anymore because it's so hard on your body. And I told them that we were just going to have to be okay with whatever happened in that decision. I went back to my oncologist that following week. And as we were getting prepared, doing the examination before you go back to the lab where you have the chemotherapy, I told my doctor that I really didn't want to do anymore. And he said, I'm glad you don't want to do anymore because I don't think you should do anymore. He proceeded to tell me that what they had done was overtreated me because of my age. And the only reason that I ended up having to have the chemotherapy was because there was a small amount of tissue that was found in the lymphatic fluid after my surgery. So I am grateful to Dr. Yates and his team for realizing and recognizing that they wanted to be as cautious as they could possibly be with me. And I am grateful that I had a team of Christian medical providers that discussed my care. I am grateful for Cancer Services of Gaston County. It was with them and through them that I was able to get hooked up with the items and the supplies that I needed after going through this journey. But after my journey, because of how wonderful Cancer Services had been to me, I made a pact that I was gonna give back. I was gonna try to give back to those who had done so much for me throughout my journey. And I got involved and I got engaged at Cancer Services, and I started out there just kind of volunteering. What do you need? What can I do? Of course, they're always receiving donations from the community, and I was able to get with the ladies in the hub at Belmont Abbey College where my mom works, and they were tremendous donators of Gatorade and soup. My ladies' Sunday school class at church kind of took Cancer Services on as a missions project and began to bring soup and Gatorade that I was able to take on a very regular basis. Was even able to get my church to take on the calls of Cancer Services and the wonderful work that they're doing here in the community and in the county. They took them on as a missions project, and they do provide them with funding on a monthly basis. And was asked to be a Faces of Hope individual where I got to tell my story, and not only my story, but my sister-in-law's story about our cancer together, our journey together. And that was beautiful. It was a lot of healing that came out of that experience. And I've had the opportunity over the past few years to be able to sit on the board of directors with Cancer Services of Gaston County. My girlfriend tells me that in heaven, your tears are going to be replaced with laughter. And she said, you're going to live on Hilarious Lane, and we're going to hear you laughing all over heaven. I just want you to know that. Encouragement and advice that I would give to other individuals that have received a cancer diagnosis or this. You can't rush the journey. You can't rush the process. Allow it to envelop you and take it day by day. Don't rob others that love you and care about you. Don't rob them of a blessing. Let them help you and assist you. And trust God. There's purpose. There's purpose. There's always purpose. A few funny things that I've learned through my cancer journey is this. Hair is overrated. I miss my eyebrows more than I miss my breast. And I've learned to put my priorities in order where they belong. And it is God. And it is family next. And everything else comes well down the list after that.